The People's Republic of China (PRC) is a country in East Asia and the world's most populous country, with over 1.4 billion citizens. Established in 1949, it is ruled by the Communist Party of China (CPC) and its capital is Beijing. The PRC is a single-party state and is divided into 23 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, 4 direct-controlled municipalities, and 2 special administrative regions. It has a mixed socialist market economy and is one of the world's leading economic powers. China has a long and rich history and culture, and its civilization dates back thousands of years. China has a long and rich history, and its civilization dates back thousands of years. Chinese culture is diverse and complex, with influences from Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. Chinese culture is also known for its distinctive cuisine, traditional festivals, and customs, and it has a strong emphasis on family values and respect for elders. The PRC also plays a major role in international affairs and is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the G20. It has also been actively pursuing a policy of economic globalization and has been involved in several international trade agreements. China is also a major military power, and it has the largest standing army in the world. It should also be noted that China has a complex relationship with human rights, and the country has been criticized for its treatment of ethnic and religious minorities, censorship, and lack of political freedoms. Government structure. The PRC is a one-party state, with the Communist Party of China (CPC) as the only legal political party. The CPC is organized on a hierarchical basis, and it has a central committee, which is the highest body that makes decisions for the party. The CPC also has a Politburo, which is the highest executive body, and a standing committee, which is the highest decision-making body. Economic development. The PRC has been experiencing rapid economic growth and development over the past few decades, particularly in the areas of manufacturing, exports, and infrastructure development. However, the country is also facing challenges such as income inequality, environmental degradation, and a need to shift to a more sustainable model of growth. Social issues. China has a rapidly aging population, with a low birth rate and an increasing life expectancy. This has led to a labor shortage, and a challenge to support the elderly population. Additionally, China has also been facing a number of social issues such as poverty, pollution, and lack of affordable housing. Political situation. China has a highly centralized political system, with the CPC exerting tight control over all aspects of political, economic, and social life. Political freedoms, such as freedom of speech and the press, are severely restricted, and the government is known for its strict censorship and surveillance policies. The CPC also frequently cracks down on political dissidents and human rights activists, which has led to criticism from the international community. International relations. China has been actively pursuing a policy of economic globalization and has been involved in several international trade agreements. It is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the G20. China has also been expanding its military and economic influence around the world, and it has been involved in several territorial disputes with its neighbors. Current situation. China has been facing a number of challenges in recent years, including economic slowdown, trade tensions with other countries, and increasing geopolitical rivalries. The country has also been dealing with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which has had a significant impact on the economy and society. Despite these challenges, China is still considered to be a major global power, and it is expected to play an increasingly important role in shaping the future of the world. Human rights. China has been criticized by the international community for its human rights record, particularly in areas such as freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion. The Chinese government is known for its strict censorship and surveillance policies, and it frequently cracks down on political dissidents and human rights activists. The government also has a history of repressing ethnic and religious minorities, particularly in regions such as Tibet and Xinjiang. Environment. China has been facing a number of environmental challenges in recent years, including air and water pollution, deforestation, and desertification. The country is also facing a severe water crisis, with many areas experiencing severe water shortages. The government has been taking steps to address these issues, but progress has been slow and the situation remains a major concern. Education. China has a large and rapidly expanding education system, with a strong emphasis on science and technology. The country has been investing heavily in education in recent years, and it has made significant progress in areas such as literacy, primary and secondary education, and higher education. However, there are also concerns about the quality of education, particularly in rural areas, and the heavy emphasis on test-taking and rote learning. Healthcare. China has a large and complex healthcare system, with a mix of public and private providers. The government has been investing heavily in healthcare in recent years, and it has made significant progress in areas such as maternal and child health, infectious disease control, and access to basic healthcare services. However, the healthcare system is facing a number of challenges, including a shortage of healthcare workers, particularly in rural areas, and a lack of access to advanced medical technologies. Demography. China has a large and rapidly growing population, with over 1.4 billion citizens. The country has a low birth rate and an aging population, which is leading to a labor shortage and a challenge to support the elderly population. Additionally, China also has a significant rural-urban migration, which is leading to the rapid urbanization of the country and creating a number of social and economic issues. China's relations with Taiwan. Taiwan is officially known as the Republic of China, and it has been a self-governing territory since 1949, when the nationalist government fled to Taiwan after losing the Chinese Civil War to the Communist Party. The PRC claims Taiwan as a province of China, and it has never renounced the use of force to bring Taiwan under its control. Taiwan, on the other hand, has its own government, economy, and political system, and it has never been under the control of the PRC. Relations between the two sides have been complex and often tense, and the issue of Taiwan's status remains a major source of tension in the region. Foreign policy. China has been actively pursuing a policy of economic globalization, and it has been involved in several international trade agreements. The country has also been expanding its military and economic influence around the world, and it has been involved in several territorial disputes with its neighbors. China has also been playing an increasingly important role in global affairs, and it is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the G20. China's foreign policy has been characterized by a One Belt, One Road initiative, which aims to strengthen economic and political ties with other countries through infrastructure projects, trade deals, and other forms of cooperation. Military. China has the largest standing army in the world, and it has been modernizing its military in recent years. The country has been developing new weapons systems, such as aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, and advanced missile systems, and it has been increasing its military presence in the region. China's military expansion has been a source of concern for many countries in the region, particularly those with territorial disputes with China. Space exploration. China has been actively pursuing a space exploration program, and it has made significant progress in recent years. The country has launched several manned space missions, and it has also developed its own satellite navigation system, which is known as Beidou. China also has plans for a permanent space station, and it has been working on lunar exploration and sample return missions. Cybersecurity and internet censorship. China is known for its strict internet censorship policies, and it has been criticized by the international community for its cybersurveillance and online censorship. The Chinese government has strict regulations on internet usage and is known to block or censor certain websites and social media platforms. Additionally, the government has also been accused of conducting cyber espionage on foreign countries and organizations. Immigration and diaspora. China has a significant diaspora, with millions of Chinese people living outside of China. This includes a large number of ethnic Chinese living in Southeast Asia, as well as Chinese communities in countries such as the United States, Canada, and Australia. The Chinese government has been actively seeking to strengthen ties with its diaspora, and it has been providing support and assistance to Chinese citizens living abroad. It is important to note that China's politics, society and economy are constantly evolving, and the information provided here is based on the knowledge cutoff, which is 2021. It's always good to keep updated and verify current events and policies. Technological development. China has been investing heavily in technology, and it has made significant progress in areas such as 5G, artificial intelligence (AI), and the Internet of Things (IoT). The country is home to some of the world's leading technology companies, such as Huawei, Tencent, and Alibaba, which have become major players in the global technology industry. Belt and Road Initiative BRI. The Belt and Road Initiative BRI is a development strategy proposed by the Chinese government in 2013 to improve connectivity and cooperation among countries primarily in Asia, Europe, and Africa. BRI aims to build infrastructure, promote trade, and foster economic development along the ancient Silk Road trade routes. It includes projects such as building ports, railways, and highways. Demographic challenges. China's population is aging rapidly, with a low birth rate and an increasing life expectancy, which is leading to a labor shortage and a challenge to support the elderly population. Additionally, China also has a significant rural-urban migration, which is leading to the rapid urbanization of the country and creating a number of social and economic issues. Intellectual property. China has been criticized for not adequately protecting intellectual property rights, and it has been involved in several disputes with other countries over issues such as technology transfer and cyber theft. The country has been taking steps to address these issues, but progress has been slow and the situation remains a major concern. China's relations with its neighbors. China has territorial disputes with several neighboring countries, such as Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines over islands in the East China Sea, and with India over the border regions. These disputes have led to tensions in the region, and China's military expansion and assertive behavior in the region have been a source of concern for many countries in the region. Chinese culture and society. Chinese culture is diverse and complex, with influences from Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. The country has a rich tradition of art, literature, and philosophy, and it has a strong emphasis on family values and respect for elders. In recent years, China has been undergoing significant social changes, with rising income levels, urbanization, and greater exposure to the outside world leading to changes in traditional values and norms. It's important to note that China is a complex and rapidly changing country, and it's always good to keep updated on current events and policies. Human rights and political freedoms. The Chinese government has been criticized by the international community for its human rights record, particularly in areas such as freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion. The government has a strict censorship and surveillance policies, and it frequently cracks down on political dissidents and human rights activists, including the use of re-education camps and forced labor in Xinjiang region. Corruption. Corruption is a significant problem in China, and it is seen as one of the major obstacles to economic and social development. The Chinese government has been taking steps to address corruption, including the establishment of anti-corruption agencies and the implementation of new laws and regulations. However, corruption remains a major concern, and it is seen as a major source of public discontent. Foreign investment. China has been actively encouraging foreign investment, and it has been making efforts to improve the investment climate, particularly in areas such as market access, intellectual property protection, and the rule of law. However, foreign companies have been facing challenges such as regulatory barriers, intellectual property theft, and discrimination in favor of domestic companies. Economic reform. The Chinese government has been implementing economic reforms in recent years, particularly in areas such as state-owned enterprise reform, financial sector reform, and labor market reform. These reforms are aimed at promoting market-oriented economic development and addressing some of the structural issues facing the Chinese economy, such as overcapacity, high debt levels, and environmental degradation. Education. China has a large and rapidly expanding education system, with a strong emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. However, the education system in China has also been criticized for its heavy emphasis on test-taking and rote learning, lack of critical thinking, and lack of creativity. Religion. China has a diverse religious landscape, with Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Christianity, and folk religions being the main religions practiced in the country. The government has been taking steps to regulate and control religious practices, particularly in areas such as Tibet, Xinjiang, and Inner Mongolia. It's important to note that China is a complex and rapidly changing country, and it's always good to keep updated on current events and policies.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for tuning into our channel. We hope that you have enjoyed the content we have shared with you and that it has been informative and entertaining. We at our channel are always striving to improve and bring you the best content possible.